Hello, and welcome to this second pre-recorded episode of Beast Fables, a role-playing game show that follows the lives of tiny beasts in a massive world. I'm Brian, and I'll be the narrator for today's game. I use he/him pronouns, and I'm the founder of Dungeons on a Dime, an entry-level role-playing publishing imprint thing. I am joined today by Atlanta and Fraser. Atlanta and Fraser, could you please introduce yourself? I'll probably say Atlanta first. Atlanta, please introduce yourself. I want both of you to speak at the same time over each other as confusingly as possible.
Okay, Fraser, go! Hello, I am Atlanta, some sort of human being, I think.
Science is yet to determine.
The jury's out. There is every possibility that I could be some kind of tiny creature piloting a massive flesh suit. Who knows?
Oh my god.
Let's hope not. Oh no, I got too real too quickly. Haha. Anyway, sorry again. I'm Atlanta. I use she/her pronouns. I am playing Pipistrel of Odok, messenger of part of the Moon Messengers Guild. Little tiny lovely bat of general loveliness. I just adore her. It's nice to be back. I've been away on a big hiatus, so the fact that I know that this is breaking the fourth wall a little bit because we're pre-recording, but yay, it's nice to be back doing 2 episodes of Beast Fables in one day for me anyway.
You revealed the secret. They could never know that we did both at the same. Oh, I don't care.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry. I broke your emotion or something. Anyway.
You're assuming that it was ever in one piece to begin with.
Hello, I'm Fraser. I go by he/him pronouns, and I am definitely not a man being run by a rat in a giant mech. I'm an illustrator and designer and things like that. And yeah, I'm glad to be back again playing Lutzen, the rat.
I could just imagine now, Fraser, just like a little wheel in your head, and the rat being like.
That's all that's going on at any one time.
It is just
sweating. It's just a really gentle rat.
Most of the time he's just sitting in the wheel, not really doing much. But
it's just kind of squeaking back and forth like.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we are all Lutzen.
We're all Lutzen.
Drip feed my brain rat coffee, please.
my brain rat. Oh no.
We're all at.
If we ever make Beast Fables merch, that's going on a t-shirt.
Please.
Oh
feed the brain rat.
Yup.
Oh god.
In today's pre-recorded episode, we're following the muddy footprints of Pipistrel and Lutzen as they make their way back to one wrecked iron beetle. Having survived a sloppy encounter with a muddy riverbed, our beastly pals begin to wonder where Chipper has scurried off to. We're playing with Adventures on a Dime, a role-playing system designed to tell exciting stories with simple rules. You can download these rules for free from doad.co.uk and use the fully automated character sheet and native rule set on our sponsor's website, Roll20. Roll20 is an easy-to-use virtual tabletop platform. It's basically the Zoom of board games. You can play online for free, roll dice, keep track of your campaigns, and even get digital adventures for your games through the Roll20 marketplace. Roll20 is awesome. We love them forever and ever and ever. And we use Roll20 to play the show. If you're listening on podcast, then you may hear occasional pauses where we go, and that's us drawing something on Roll20, like a little tiny portrait of Pipistrel or Lutzen, and faffing around, because we love to do stupid doodles. It is a pastime.
It's one of the best things about using Roll20 is being able to actively emote and make little movable tokens with our own art. It's really fun.
It is very good.
And then my favourite thing is to then accidentally select only half of one of the tokens and then just rip her face in half. Or have the wrong tool selected because I'm dumb and then just scribble over someone's artwork. It's all good though because I can Control-Z it.
Roll20, we love you, thank you.
Roll20 is great!
20.
And this is fantastic. This isn't like a few episodes ago where half an hour in, I was like, oh fuck, oh by the way, Roll20. Like, we nailed this at the beginning of the episode. I know what I'm doing.
Flying high.
Professional.
Speaking of flying high, does someone want to recount what happened last episode?
I may hand that to you. I was only there for half of it.
Actually, yeah, okay. No, you make a valid point.
I was here, but
you were here, but you were skulking in the corner and not saying anything in your typical rat fashion.
I will not
Racist.
abide ratsism on my show.
Ratsism.
racism. Oh god.
Oh, it's a good joke. I guess I will do it. I will do a quick recounting of the previous episode. So we, after a very long hiatus, we have picked up again with Pipistrel just after Balthazar, our beloved Toad Knight, played by the wonderful Ver, who will be with us again at some point very soon, has taken 3 chirpy little cold tits towards Willowmoot, and Pip has been left with Chipper the squirrel, the leader of a traveling troupe of sort of musicians, actors, players, I guess we'll call them. And Pip was sort of trying to figure out what Chipper is about. She doesn't really trust her very much, asking her questions, but Chipper was doing exactly the same thing to Pip. So Pip decided to take a little walk and see if Chipper would do anything nefarious while she was away. Spoiler alert, she does. She has started messing around with the beetle that is left in the clearing where they have both been sitting for a while. We don't know exactly what she was doing because Pip could only hear her and not see her. But after a while, Pip comes back and asks Chipper if maybe they should go and look for this rat who has built this beetle, who we've been waiting for a while and hasn't returned, by the name of Lutzen. So Chipper begrudgingly heads off into the forest to look for Lutzen, quote unquote. And Pip, being the precocious little nosy thing that she is, has a good little look around the beetle, which has definitely been moved and tinkered with, and then decides also to head off into the forest to follow Chipper. Follows her into the forest, has a very embarrassing encounter where she tries to climb a tree and fails miserably, falls out of it, hits her head because she glides and hits her. She's just, go and listen to the episode. It's hilarious and ridiculous, and Pip is an absolute, she's a moron, and I love her. But after Pip steadies herself, she realized that she noticed there was a little shiny thing on the floor of the forest, glinting in the sunshine, and she decides to follow the little trail of nuts and bolts that have been left on the floor. Not sure where they come from. And eventually she reaches a muddy sort of pit with a very bemused looking rat sitting in the bottom, trying to figure out his way out, but seemingly quite content with his situation, weirdly. She watches him throw a lasso over a rock, which then falls into the pit. She then offers her assistance where she can. They both, Lutzen the rat and Pip the bat, are laughed at by an unfriendly crow who decides to come and just, make them feel bad about themselves. What an asshole. But then through some, I'm not going to say genius, through some vague understandings of gravity and inertia, Pip puts down a bridge, gets Lutzen out of the pit. They get a chance to meet each other, and that is where we ended off the last session.
All right. So after a very muddy handshake, you
Exactly.
look westwards towards a sun that is hanging much lower in the sky now, and decide to set off back towards the beetle. The question is, how will you know where to go?
Oh, that is a good point. I don't know if I was taking any particular notes of which way I was going.
And you have gathered up the trail that you followed to get here.
Why did I do that?
Oh shit. I feel very confidently Lutzen will just start walking in if he knows, well, we've got a beetle to find. Let's go. And just.
Oh gosh. I mean, Pip will follow in his wake certainly, but we'll be like, oh gosh, okay, we've got to look for thinning of the trees, and if the sun was coming in at this direction, we should follow it that way. Do
you say these things out loud?
I think she probably would. Yeah, I would probably say that I came in from this direction because would it be fair to say, Brian, that I probably maybe had the vaguest notion of which part of the forest I came into because the sun
You
was
have
coming in
an
at the
idea of the forest that you came into, but again, you've only been on the ground for about maybe like a week at this point. Not even that, maybe like 3 or 4 days. You're still getting acclimatized to walking around forests and seeing things from down below as opposed to from above.
That is fair.
So, I'm going to start a new scene. You have 3 fortunes to pick from between the two of you. The words for the fortunes themselves are distance. I'm going to type them into the chat box so you can make a decision. Distance, determination, and strength.
Oh, determination. I just heard termination, and I was like,
Oh,
wow,
God.
that's sinister. Arnold Schwarzenegger appears in broad daylight.
Just squishes you.
This Austrian
Vanishes
Titan
into a
appears.
blast of lightning.
Yes, so distance, determination, or strength.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
What do you
Interesting.
what are you necessarily drawn to? What do you think sounds like an interesting fortune for the next scene?
I was thinking determination, but purely because I thought I heard termination. I was like, oh, that sounds sinister but interesting. So I don't know if that's still valid.
I mean, I was also thinking determination, but also just because I like the ring of that word, and it gives me happy Undertale vibes, which I also like.
I'm down to go with that one. I feel, strength and distance. My vigor's not great, so physical traits ain't the strongest. But determination doesn't mean that. I don't know.
I don't know. I like determination. It feels like because there's a lot to play with in there, I think.
Yeah, I like the same.
Yeah.
So I guess yes.
Okay, so that's something we'll bear in mind for this following scene. But right now, you're just trying to get your way out of the woods. Lutzen, please describe how you are just striding forward. Like, describe what this process looks like and what you hope to achieve.
So I imagine after kind of discussing a little bit with Pip, of Pip kind of informing that they have seen, she's seen the beetle, and knowing that Pip had come through the forest in some direction, I imagine he would just kind of look up at the sky, take note of where the sun is, not for any reason, just because he can. Maybe kind of sniff the air a little bit and then just go with like his gut feeling and just march whichever way feels good.
Okay. I'd like you to make a cunning roll for me.
Sure thing. This better be stunning.
And I just want to check. I'm just going to look at your character sheet quickly. You do have the scatterbrained flaw.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you disadvantage on this roll because it feels like you could pick any direction and trust your gut, but your gut says a lot of stuff. It talks a lot of trash.
This is very true. Right. 1. Okay. Oh no!
1. Hijinks.
So well.
Something goes terribly wrong. The narrator describes how things go awry and hijinks may follow.
Oh gosh. You
pick a direction and you start walking. It is west. I mean, you do know where the sun is, but you just start marching forward. And Pipistrel, you have no choice but to follow unless you're going to lose sight of dear Lutzen.
No, I will definitely be following.
And just a reminder, by the way, last scene we had a reflection on how your characters had acted. Lutzen, you had decided that your character's bearing was vice, which means you have 1 auto success for yourself this adventure, or this scene. And Pipistrel, you have 1 auto success or failure for another character until the end of this scene. Just a reminder. But I love the hijinks. I'm not going to let you use it. It's too late. It's happened.
I guess they would have been useful. However, this is where the story goes.
This is fun. So you start marching forwards, and you are making your way through the forest. The sun has now set enough in the horizon that there's still plenty of clear light, but you no longer have like the direct sunshine on you. The mud has kind of matted and dried a bit into your fur. It's now cakey and sticky rather than wet and gooey. And you're just sort of picking up all sorts of random gunk from the forest floor. Like bits of pine needle are sticking to you. There's leaves on your back. That your bag is like leaking mud.
I feel like as there's pine needles like sticking to him, he'll kind of like notice it, pick it up, and kind of like shove it in his backpack. Like, like little things he'll kind of like inspect as he's walking and just like store them away.
You're kind of, I think this is what's fun, is that you're putting stuff into your bag, and then it's just slowly, like, there's maybe a hole that the mud is oozing through, and it's just oozing back out again.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Pip is standing behind him, is she just noticing that Lutzen is picking up all this stuff, putting it in his bag, and instantly falling out? And she's just she does the thing where she would like raise a paw to be like, "I'm going to mention this," and then kind of shakes her head, puts her hand back down, and is like, "There's no point."
Yep.
Lutzen seems to be enjoying himself far too much for you to rain on the parade.
Absolutely, Pip is not one to ruin anybody else's fun.
You're marching through the forest, and I'm gonna say you don't necessarily go in the wrong direction, but you find yourself coming against obstacles that need you to take lengthy circumnavigations. Like there's a large fallen tree in the way that you can't really climb over, so you have to, you decide to walk around it instead, or there's like a big patch of thorny roses that is a bit too inconvenient to go through, so you decide to find a route under it, and so on. And maybe you've been walking for about half an hour through this patch of forest when you hear in the distance, westerly, a rather distressed tweeting. More like a horn sound. Lutzen, you immediately recognize this as your beetle. It's got incorrect pressure values, and so that's causing the steam to go out of its horn nozzle at strange frequencies. But your beetle is being fired up.
Oh.
Okay. At that, I guess his ears would kind of prick up, and he'd kind of like snap his head in that kind of direction, and be like, "Oh, that sounds very much like my beetle."
I think Pip, having also heard that noise, I would sort of look to Lutzen and be like, "Are you sure?"
Yes. It, sometimes it makes some strange noises, but it sounds something like it.
I mean, it was pretty busted up when I left it, unless someone has gotten back and fixed it.
Oh no, to be silly. I'm the only one that could fix it. But if you light a flame in it, it'll get itself going a little bit.
I think maybe we should probably hurry back and check and just make sure that no one is trying to steal it.
That sounds very wise.
I think. How loud is this noise? Is it like kind of just coming in over the wind, or is it like really loud?
I mean, it's loud, but it's far away. You've heard a similar sound, though higher pitched and more consistent, when you were traveling up the road a few days ago. The thing that first caused you to go, I wonder what that was. It's because the squealing noise. This sounds much more distressed now.
That's probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
I think Pip would probably kind of not like rush Lutzen, but I think she would probably be like, kind of would walk ahead of him in the direction of the noise, kind of like beckoning him to maybe pick up the pace a little bit just in case.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like he would kind of like, you've got rather large and audible ears. Can you tell what direction it was coming from?
I mean, I can, and it's definitely not. It's not close, but at least we have a vague direction of how to get out of the forest now. I suppose that's a bonus. But we should hurry, because that definitely doesn't sound like it's sitting stationary in the position that I left it in.
Interesting. It shouldn't be able to go without my notes.
What notes are these?
You put your paws around and you look for the notebook that you always keep on you. You're sure. I mean, sometimes you put it down, and sometimes you take it out of your bag, and then you note in it, and then you put it back in your bag. But sometimes you don't always put it back in your bag. But you normally have it on you, right? But you don't have it on you right now.
I'm sure I've just put it down somewhere. I'll find it soon.
Pip is worried now because we don't know what happened to Chipper, because she came into the forest. I'm certain of it. We didn't see where she went. I don't think Pip would say any of that out loud, but that would definitely be like she would really be picking up the pace now and like sort of moving at a reasonable sort of
Mhm.
no a gentle sort of trot through the forest to get towards the outside again.
It feels like
Okay.
a kind of jingling of nuts and bolts and things. Makes just a kind of a gentle, like kind of sticky sloshing of the mud in his bag as we're kind of like trotting along.
Oh, that's so cute.
You are moving steadily faster through the forest and jangling all the way. Could you please, so you're walking quickly, could you make some, both of you, a vigor check for me? Because you're just trying to pick up the pace and move faster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh.
So
okay,
your
it's
results
fine.
were a 4 for Lutzen, so a success, and a 2 for Pipistrel, a complication. I'm just going to grab an important file for myself. You're jangling along and making your way through the forest. You're definitely not being subtle about how you're going. And again, you hear in the distance, a little closer, but not much, again, that distressed kind of tweeting sound. Tweeting isn't the right word. What's the word? Whistling. There we go. The kind of the whistling sound of steam leaving the exhaust spigot.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's not a comforting sound. The sun is setting lower and lower into the sky. Now it's fully behind the trees that lie ahead of you, and the grass is probably in the distance. And warm orange shadow starts to surround the forest.
Oh dear.
That is not an encouraging sound.
You stride as fast as you can until you reach a blockage which presents some kind of difficulty for you. Essentially, the earth rises up into a bit of a wall hillock. I'm going to draw a diagram for you.
Okay.
You, Pipistrel, definitely know that you aren't following the route that you took before. You don't recognize any of the trees you're walking by. The layout looks a bit like this. If this kind of like area over here is the forest, you are moving through and there is sort of like an embankment of earth that is quite steep. There's a tree growing here with a few roots sticking out of the open soil, and another one, say, here that's actually like it's uprooted some of the soil around here, where it's partially fallen and leans over this large gap.
Right.
Now it is a full tree, but I'm just drawing like the stump to show you. But this divot kind of runs like this. You kind of run into this sort of dead end. The way you want to go is over here. That's where the whistling is from. That's the most direct route. Now you could try and circumvent it, or maybe invent a solution to get you up this quite steep hill that's maybe 3 or 4 rats standing on each other's shoulders.
Okay, so you're saying the tree's completely fallen, or is it kind
Not
of like
completely
leaning?
fallen. It's leaning over this area.
Okay, so there's nothing really touching the ground. There's just like
no.
a kind of sheer face of the earth.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if
Over
we were-
below where your virtual advice are, I'm just going to show you like the elevation, what it's like. So this is like the top, and then it's quite a steep drop with roots sticking out of the side.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So if we were to say like go like up and over this way, if we got to like this point here, would there then be like a drop? So like if we went
There
like,
would also
like
be a
that.
bit of a drop because you've got essentially like the tree is at an angle, like 45 degrees, or some of there's the root, and you know that there could be like a hollow underneath, or maybe like some soil clumped on top, as trees that fall over happen to do.
Okay. Okay.
So it could be more of a pit over the side of that one kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's not like it's a necessarily horribly dangerous drop at that side. Like you are beasts in a tiny beast in a massive world, but that the scale of things, like a rat could drop from that height and not get hurt at all.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Not that you should go dropping
Are
rats.
there-
That's just a vibe check. Don't go dropping
Yeah,
rats
please.
out of trees, please.
No.
So if we were to go like if we were to like drop off the other end, is it would we have to roll well to make sure that we don't just go like
Splat.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to see what you do.
Are there any the little pip. Are there any Is there anything growing out of the ground? Like any twigs, any sort of like saplings that are somewhat bendy that could potentially launch us? I'm imagining some sort of like trebuchet to get us to fling us over.
I think that's a cool idea.
Like,
sure.
Is there anything around?
Let's say that Atlanta, you're well versed in natural Scottish lore. What sort of things grow in the autumn?
In the autumn?
Yeah, that could be bendy and shooty.
Depending on the kind of the time of year, particularly in forests such as these, it would not be ridiculous to think that there could be lots of ivy all over the ground, because ivy grows in kind of huge, just waves and waves and waves. And ivy, if you can like sort of cut it and bend it in the right way, you can potentially use as like rope, or if failing that, if it's summer, there'll be plenty of leaves around. We could always be kind of grabbing leaves, dropping them down to make like a pile to land in if we wanted to make sure that the landing was soft. But like, lots, there'd be lots of kind of big sort of, lots of like I've forgotten the name of them, but there's like these very long flowers which have like lots of little tiny white buds at the end. Those kind of they look like elderflower, but they're not elderflower.
Yeah, is it the hogweed?
Something like that. Hogweed, something like that.
There's like a not so evil one, because the hogweed's like super poisonous to touch and like be near. Whereas the other one is just like is there, and it looks identical, which is stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's plenty of kind of long-stemmed flowers, like lots of wild stuff that would be growing at this time of year, because it's still summer for these guys.
Yeah, it's the tail end.
It is. So it's the tail end.
Oh yeah, I said autumn, but it's July. It's July. So
it's July still.
Getting tricked by the weather. I would say, let's say there's some, because it's a hollow and it's shaded. Let's say there's not much growing here aside from maybe a few like weeds and grasses, maybe dandelions, and they're sort of like underneath. But let's say maybe there's a few, there's like a sapling tree here, a willow that's kind of got a few bits sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's say that there is a lot of ivy growing on these trees, and some hanging down a little bit from the cliff face.
Ooh. Okay.
But not lots. Like it seems like the ivy has tended to grow like over this way, and it's only the hanging tree that has like some ivy sort of like hanging down a bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in kind of assessing the situation, I think Lutzen would kind of see this, be like, it seems a bit like a predicament. But I'm not the best of climbers. Rats, we have a tendency to be able to scurry along things, but as you can see, I tend to carry quite a few things, and it doesn't make myself much lighter for hefting up the side of cliffs.
I think sort of Pip would kind of be looking at this, looking at this tree and the ditch beyond, basically, and be like, well, in any other situation, in any other time, I would just, gently fly down this, but she kind of wiggles her slightly damaged arm rather pathetically. I say we could use this ivy to maybe what's the word I'm looking for? Not abseil.
Wait, we're in the pit though, aren't we?
Are we? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so we have to. I think we're trying to like traverse off the way.
I got it the wrong way around. I thought we were above. Okay. Well, in that case,
no, sorry. You're in a pit below. You're down here. And you're trying to get up. Oh, I see what you mean. What I was saying is like, so like you're here. If you like hopped from here to here, you wouldn't take damage. Hopping from here to here, you would get hurt.
Yeah. Okay. That's what okay, that makes sense. I understand now. I am dumb.
No, you're not.
So in that
words, not communication.
In that case, then, okay. But if there is lots of ivy around us, and if there are young saplings, we could potentially, because ivy grows in such long strands, we could potentially kind of fling ourselves up onto the log.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like make some sort of trebuchet kind of like launcher.
I think Pip would sort of turn to Lutzen and say, well, you seem like an inventive, intelligent sort of fellow. Do you think you could build as a sort of a sling, or that would catapult us up there, perhaps?
Oh, I do like that idea. And he'll kind of just like sit and kind of like kind of scurry along and kind of like look at it from this angle and kind of scurry along to the other side and like look at it from different angles and then kind of gives that like a little tug on some of the ivy and just check that and have like a little scamper around and just see what's in the area.
Okay.
And then I feel like he would kind of sussing out what's around, what resources are available. We kind of I think we can make something work.
Well, that is
so I want you to make a cunning check to see how well your construction of the trebuchet goes.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say. I was going to say I pressed the button too quickly. I was getting too ahead of myself. Could I tag my structural engineering?
I would allow it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay.
You got one more roll.
Make it good. Yeah, baby.
Ooh, that is an 8, a critical success. You went from a 3 to an 8. You do better than expected. The narrator describes how things go in your favor. The kind of the sapling is very young, maybe only like 6 months. It grew this year, so it's really not that big, which is good. It means you're able to bend it more controllably. You tie some rope to it and start to bend it back a little bit, and it seems to have some give. It'll help a running jump. It won't just fling you all the way, because no tree is that bendy, but you can try your best. You seem to you give a test and kind of fling yourself with a little hop quite high into the air before landing down. So you think if you gave it a really good try and with the right amount of jump, you could either make it onto maybe the roots on the side of the wall or maybe onto some of the ivy on the hanging tree.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I think using that and maybe kind of okay.
Do we want to maybe send Pip up first because she is a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, and she is a better climber?
I was going to suggest that. I wasn't going to set myself first because I feel like he would need to operate it somehow. Yeah. I feel like he's just like running around like attaching bits of string to this and attaching bits of string to that, and like there's maybe like a little twig that he's using as like a foot lever, so like when you run towards it, you hit that first and then it flings you forward.
Yeah, that's
just
really
like smart. It looks like it shouldn't work,
but it does.
Just hodgepodge together, but somehow miraculously it's doing something that might work.
I love this Lutzen superpower. I feel like if Pip went up first, she could potentially get more of the ivy and kind of like dangle it over the log, so Lutzen has more stuff to grab onto. Because if it was lower down, then he doesn't have to be flung as far, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. I guess let's kind of ask and be like, with you obviously have wings, and how is your flying or gliding? I see you've got a little bit of a bandage on that one. Is it okay or?
Well, it's certainly not flyable, and she kind of grimaces as she remembers her disastrous attempt at climbing earlier today. But I think if I judge it right, and I feel if I get a good enough grasp on either the tree or the ivy, I should be able to pull myself up. I think. She kind of shrugs a little bit, but looks determined. Looks sort of she looks sort of kind of ready to at the very least to give it a try, because she could always try and glide her way out of danger if stuff does go like wrong.
Yeah. Okay. You'll kind of like take that into consideration and just kind of like be nodding, kind of quite like and like stroking his like little like chin.
Oh. Yes.
Or maybe he like twirls one of his like frazzled whiskers. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, he just kind of like plays like his little like frazzled whiskers. It kind of crumbles on one end where it's been like burned or something.
Like
I was going to say, as you're fiddling with the whiskers, like dried mud crumbles off of them.
Yeah, something like that.
Out of character, I love the idea of like sort of weird little animal kind of kind of character quirks. Like I love him playing with his whiskers because much as like when Pip gets like stressed, she like grabs her ears and like pulls them down.
Oh.
She's like, I'm stressed.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Oh,
yeah, I like that.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think I could work. I think so. We'll send you. We'll kind of send you first.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I guess I could kind of control it, or if you kind of start running, I can kind of time the launch.
Yeah. I think it will have to be kind of like a group effort because if you can like launch me, if I take a running jump at it, I guess that probably give us the best chance because at the very least, if I'm light enough, hopefully I will just be able to slightly navigate better in the air, perhaps if I'm lucky.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're doing this, I want you to describe, Lutzen, how you're, triggering the device, and then I want you, Pipistrel, to describe what your leap looks like.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm imagining controlling it is waiting for Pip to... Well, kind of like hold it. Like, I'm imagining there's like a bit of rope attached to where we've kind of managed to bend it down, and for Pip to kind of hold on to kind of fling, and then the rope will fly over, kind of launching her further. I feel that how Lutzen is timing it is for the right time for Pip to start running to get close enough. He will then kind of press like a little lever or like cut a rope or something that will then release it to fling it, kind of thing. And it might just be like maybe there's like a rope hanging over the branch and a rock laying on top of it to keep it weighed down, and then the little lever will like nudge the rock out of the way and release the rope and fling.
Just like fling Pipistrel. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want you to make a cunning check for me, because it sounds like you're using tools, you're being cunning, to see if you get the timing right.
Okay. Right. I've already used structural engineering. Would this be grounds for the outlandish solutions?
Yeah, I think outlandish solutions would be a good tag here, so you have advantage.
Okay.
But I will say, because it's outlandish, it won't work a second time.
Yeah, that's what I was probably relying on. Okay, so 1. Okay, cool. Okay,
so you've got 7, which is a success. Now, Pipistrel, I want you to describe what your leap looks like.
So I think Pip would kind of she'd walk away from where the trebuchet thingy is. So I imagine if the trebuchet is here, she's kind of walked backwards to about like here. So she's a decent distance apart. She would kind of stretch a little bit, kind of stretch out her shoulders a little bit, stretch out her legs a little bit. And she would be, in a pinch, if when she's been delivering messages and stuff, she would have to leap off of like platforms and stuff to get going. She would, feel the breeze around her. She would be aware of that, and then it would be a case of like, in her mind, sort of counting like 3, 2, 1, go, and then she would just start running like as fast as she can with as much power as she can in her little legs, kind of keeping her arms close in so she doesn't get any pullback from her wings until she is ready to, until the trebuchet has kind of lifted her, so she can then get a little bit more air. So she will, when she is in the air, when she has actually made the leap, sort of like probably about like here, she would then like open her wings a little bit
to try and glide as close to the tree as she can.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That'll be a vigor check for me. Now, I don't think you have a specific skill you can tag, but because of, like, the messenger background, I'm giving you advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I feel like you don't have a skill for it, but, like, it is part of your job, so you would get advantage.
You are a flyer.
Yeah.
Ooh! Oh, no, come on!
Oh, no.
So that was a hijinks and a complication. At least it wasn't a hijinks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say you...
Just break the other wing.
Oh no!
They just fall off. You're now a two-legged rat.
Oh my god! There's worse things to be.
You are flung up into the air, and you kind of throw out your wings. You slap into the tree, hold on with all your might, and within seconds it's over. You're there. You're hanging. Your feet are secure in the ivy, and you feel great. You look back down and you see that the tree, the sapling, has semi-uprooted itself
Oh no!
from the soil.
Shit.
From the weight
Ah.
of bearing a creature. Not really what it was intended to do. And so it sort of is now kind of sadly bent over.
Ah,
Sad
damn
tree
it.
noises.
Sad tree noises.
Wah.
Oh, wow. I think. Having seen this, I think like Pip would kind of, kind of place her head against the tree for a second, close her eyes, sigh, and then sort of climb up to a position where she can then like look over the tree down at Lutzen. And say, well, that sort of worked, I guess.
Oh, that worked. See you later. Bye.
I feel like rats don't really wag their tail, but I feel like with Joy he kind of be like doing like a little jiggy kind of his paws would be up and he'd just be looking really pleased with himself that it actually worked. And like maybe his little tail's just swishing a wee bit.
Yes. Oh my god.
I think you're doing a little jig. You're very happy that your contraption has worked, and you're especially aggressive with your jig because Grimble hates it when you dance in the workshop because it just rattles everything and it sends screws everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah. And the tail knocks things over for sure.
Yeah.
Grimble is no fun. Confirmed.
Grimble is a Grimble. Grimble grumble.
Grimble grumble.
Boo-hoo.
I mean, that's the thing.
That is true.
So you are now on this kind of leaning over tree, this sort of semi fallen tree that's kind of partially uprooted. What would you like to do next?
I think once she's sort of gotten her bearings and she knows that she's safe up there, I think what Pip would do. So looking around, is there anything kind of long and or ivy-ish up here on the tree, or is it all just down in the kind of ditch that we were in before?
I mean, aside from all the ivy growing on the tree, there is a lot of ivy about. It seems to be grown onto things. Harvesting it might be difficult. I mean, I know I'm a pathetic wimp and I struggle to tear off ivy from trees.
Yeah.
Because it tries not to get removed by creatures because that's its thing.
Yeah.
So you'll have to see. You can try.
Yeah. Can I? Is there, because it kind of grows in like massive clumps? Is there if there's ivy kind of growing over ivy, like if the top stuff, Pip's gonna grab and see if she can. She'll kind of walk this way away from the tree, kind of just grabbing like fistfuls of ivy and just seeing if she can pull see if she can just pull enough of it out to maybe then drop it down to Lutzen so she can help drag him up if he can sort of start climbing up, basically is what I'm thinking of doing.
Okay, so describe what it's like to be harvesting the ivy. What are you doing?
Well, I imagine ivy leaves compared to Pip are probably going to be quite they're going to be big. Because she's still only
they're like palm leaves to a human.
She's little. Even for
or banana leaves, if that makes sense. Or the width of a banana leaf to a human. It's quite big, but it's not gonna consume you. You're not lost.
But I think what she would do is she would rootle around on the top levels of the tree, of the ivy growing on the tree. She'd look for the bits that definitely feel loose that haven't grown into the bark yet. And she would just start trying to, with both hands, just start trying to, prise them away from the tree, in trying to keep strands of ivy together, because they grow in such long runners, basically. She's trying to keep one of those intact long enough that she could maybe get it away from the tree and then possibly then drop it down to Lutzen.
Okay.
But I imagine it's probably quite difficult, so.
This sounds difficult and methodical. You're not using any tools to help you, so this is just a straight vigor roll. Unless you can tag anything, but I don't think you have any skills necessarily.
Not for this.
A success.
Nice.
You do as well as you can. The narrative describes how successful you are. You are in the process of peeling the ivy back from the branch. When Lutzen, you see that the bark is giving way underneath Pipistrel's feet. You try to cry out a warning, but Pipistrel, you fall, clinging to this ivy. Throw out your wings as an instinct and sort of soften your landing as you swing down from the tree with a rope of ivy. So now you are on the ground. Your descent is unharmed, and there is a little trail of ivy from the tree.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, you
okay,
know,
so
like, it works in a roundabout way.
yeah, it kind of worked. It's not what I was trying to do, but it kind of worked.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
then
were the
sort of-
weight that brought it down.
I like the idea that Pip is like holding on to this ivy, like kind of all scrunched up in like a little ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's like-
kind of ears like straight up, eyes wide, like. Well, I guess I guess that worked.
Yeah. Have you seen
Oh,
like the?
I think
like,
that's
little
even
field
funnier.
mice?
Like, as opposed to it falling down against the wall, instead you swung back and forth adjacent to the wall, like a little cannonball.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes, I love that. Yes.
Mhm. That's perfect. Yeah, you've kind of slipped around the side and it's kind of
Yeah.
pendulum swinging.
Oh my
I like
god.
that.
Pip is actually.
I imagine it's like have you seen how like little field mice like curl up in like the flowers and stuff? Like you're just kind of curled up on the end, just like what?
Yeah, and she's looking like very bemused, but you know, when she realizes she's back down, and like she's like looking at Lutzen, she's like, well.
She'll just kind of say, "That's genius. It's absolute genius." He'll try and like find his notebook, start taking notes. I'm like, oh, drat, never mind.
Oh no. Bless
I also like the idea that you're just suspended above the ground, hanging upside down.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Very typical
Okay.
bat fashion. She's like,
He'll
this
turn his
is
head upside down to talk to you.
this is exactly what like she would let go and kind of fall to the ground a little bit and like jump up quickly, like with the manner of, oh, I meant to do that.
Hmm.
straighten her jacket a little bit, like rejigger her knapsack and everything.
As
And then
you admire the success of your efforts, in the distance you do hear again that whistling.
Oh gosh.
Oh, we should probably get a move on.
Yes. Are you going to be all right climbing this rope?
There's only one way to find out. And he'll just try and like start scampering up.
Vigor check, hijinks, death. No,
Oh, no!
Let's go.
you are able to climb and scurry your way up the rope. It takes a little while. You're not used to climbing up ropes. But as a rat with your little paws and your good little feet, you're able to your way up the rope. And Pipistrelle, I would say bats are pretty proficient at climbing things. In this sense, like climbing up of a tree with some support, or maybe you're used to it from Odoak because it's covered in ivy.
Yeah, I like, you know, you will definitely see bats like crawling around on walls and stuff with their little hookies. So you know, I think in Beast Fables territory, it would be safe to say that yes, Pip is a relatively adept climber. She just doesn't like doing it because she'd rather fly.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So you're both able to make it up this this rock face and hike on with due haste towards the meadows. I'm going to say, actually, when you crest over the hill, you notice that you're really close to the meadows, much closer than you thought you were.
Right.
And the tall grass stretches out in front of you once again. So you continue on for another 10-15 minutes going through the grass as fast as you can. I want you guys to describe what this looks like. How are you taking any precautions? How are you moving? What vibe are you giving off?
I feel like Lutzen is not being very stealthy by any means. Probably a bit carelessly, kind of just rattling along and kind of trundling along. But at the same time, like I don't know if that would mellow out with Pip perhaps like wanting to take a more stealthy approach and like being aware of what is around more so than Lutzen is.
Well, I feel
It's gonna
like
be more of a warning of like, calm down.
I feel like having traveled with Balthazar, at least for a little bit, Pip is kind of used to being the more cautious in a way. So I imagine that like if and also like she is still very like concerned that okay, this beetle is being started and like someone who isn't Lutzen is taking it, like that's not cool, that's not right, something is definitely not right there at all. So she is definitely keen to get to the beetle, but you know, she would still be doing her general Pip thing of like, you know, moving quickly, definitely like with purpose, but like is still very much listening intently to like the whistling sound. Are there any predators nearby? But will be like hurrying along behind Lutzen.
Yeah.
As consistently with his pace as she can, being a little bit smaller.
I like that. I feel like he'd be still scurrying along the ground, but ever so often. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yes, I think so.
Every so often, yeah.
Every so often, that's it. Words. We're kind of scurry along and then kind of pop up like a bit of a meerkat and kind of we're like, just investigate. You're like, you'll see like an interesting route or something, and be like, no, the beetle, and he'll like hear it and like try and stay as focused as possible, but still getting quite distracted.
Oh, bless him. He's trying.
He's trying his best.
I want you guys to both make cunning checks for me to see how your journey is going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yay. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh dear.
You need to look something up really quickly.
Oh no, I don't like this.
Oh. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Just as I suspected.
Oh no!
Pipistrel, you stop. When there is a curious log in front of you, with a strange kind of bark pattern you've not seen before, and Lutzen, you scurry up onto it, go on your hind legs and look around, and you realise this log goes quite far left into the grass and quite far right into the grass, and it's curved, and your feet are on it, and it's quite warm.
Shit.
Oh god, no!
Is it warm though?
And then it starts to move a little bit.
Oh, it's not alive!
That was a sound.
I don't like it.
No.
I know exactly what this is, but Lutzen has no idea.
It starts to move and wriggle. You see grass not far, maybe a few paces to the right, start to shift. Pipistrel.
Oh
what
god!
do you do?
Oh god! Is Lutzen currently standing on the quote-unquote log?
I
Yes.
think Lutzen will be like, are you expecting any friends?
Oh, Pip would like ears up, eyes wide, like, oh my god, Lutzen! Oh my god, they wouldn't say that. Whatever
Oh, my berries? I don't know.
Oh my berries. Oh my sons. Like sun is in the sky. It's like, Lutzen, that is not a log. Get off that now. Like she would like yell at him.
I feel like they use like words like claw me and
Claw me.
Yeah,
I know that in the Wheel of Time they say stuff like mother's milk, which I think is a great all-round curse.
Yeah, mother's milk. Oh my moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like a nice like bat one kind of thing.
Oh, actually, Pip would definitely say something like, "Oh, by the moon," like.
Yes, I like. That.
Oh my moon. Yeah.
Oh my moon.
Cool.
I like these, but yeah, Pip would.
Pipistrel swears in many languages, and then.
Yes, exactly. She goes through all the regional colloquial dialects of swearing. But yeah, she would yell at Lutzen like Lutzen, that is not a log.
Do I get a chance to respond, or does something snap me up?
I mean, it's still moving, and you're moving with it. It's kind of wiggling now, and you're all wiggling along on it.
Yeah, I feel like he just kind of like would try and keep his balance, not wanting to fall forward or backwards, knowing his like heavy pack, he's gonna get stuck if he falls back.
Mm-hmm.
And like with it having like little spikes, he's gonna be like a little turtle. And he doesn't want that because it's happened many a time before.
Of course it has.
Of course it has.
The beast. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, how like high off the ground is the quote unquote log?
It's maybe like you had to jump onto it and kind of scurry up. You mistook it for
like
a branch or a bit of log. So it's quite big.
Two rats,
maybe shoulder height.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's big.
That's quite
big.
large.
It's long.
Log and in chog. Sorry.
Okay, so it's not like, yeah. I mean, he would try and like jump off it, but probably he wouldn't think about jumping back to Pip. He'd just jump forwards.
Yeah, you jump to the other side, and you try to look over, and you see that the one side is moving, and it's getting a little bit lower. Pipistrel, what are you doing? It's been a couple seconds. You yelled like, "Oh my god, fuck! Get off that thing!" And then he gets off it, and you see the grass near you starting to rustle.
Oh God! Whichever direction, whichever way, left or right, the grass is rustling. Pip is gonna like run in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Ditch him.
not like ditch him, but just like because
Hide.
like I
So-
don't want to crawl over this log. I think it's like she's just gonna she's gonna run and see if she's gonna hopefully run around to the not bitey, pointy, deadly end. Try and get round the back end of this log.
So
But
let's
pet logs
say
don't bite.
that Pipistrel, you are here. Lutzen, you are here. And most definitely
no.
not a snake. Oh, I just turned from all blue. That was dumb.
Snag.
Oh my god, I didn't even see the little like swinging Pip doodle there.
Oh my God,
I
that's so funny.
was on the top for the call. That's perfect. I love it.
That's so funny.
So
Whoosh, whoosh.
it's going that way, and you're hearing rustling coming from this direction. What do you do?
Oh God.
Can
I think what Pip is going to do, which is maybe not sensible, but you know, she would not have the forethought to jump over a snake log. She would kind of want to go like this way and like see if hopefully if this is not death, like she would want to go like that way and kind of meet Lutzen like round there.
So, I'm gonna make the music even more
feel like-
intense now.
I feel like with moving log, quote unquote, Lutzen would maybe be thinking, someone's made a longer, larger version of my beetle.
Oh my God!
Like,
Of course he would.
You begin to run. I want you to make an opposed vigor roll for me.
Oh God. Okay. Oh.
okay.
Are you rolling with a d6? You are.
I am.
The fanged head of the snake lunges forward
Oh no!
from the grass. What's the word? Lutzen, you see the body that's been slithering in front of you with this strange bark pattern suddenly seize up, and then out of the grass at where Pipistrel was, this massive fanged smooth-headed snake just whoosh through the grass. Pipistrel, a 5 on a d8 beats a 5 on a d6.
Oh my god. I think Tina's be like,
So-
oh, my berries.
Do you take damage, or do you lose an item?
Oh
Shit. Not again.
God! Oh no! Oh God! I think I'm gonna have to lose an item. I don't want to take damage if I have to fight a snake.
Okay, so we're gonna open up Pipistrel's character sheet. What are you gonna lose?
No.
I
didn't see
think it lunges forward, and its fangs catch on the large sealable message tube on your back
Damn it! Okay.
and pulls it loose. Like the fangs sink into the message tube and tear it off of you because it was so close, but it did technically beat you. So I'm gonna take the sealable message tube from your gear.
No! My job are
Um,
gonna be so angry with me.
To free up your inventory, I'm then gonna move your nettle dust into Tool 4 because they are technically interchangeable.
Okay. Interesting.
Da da da. I
So you
did
said-
inventory management. You feel like the jerk back as you're pulled slightly, but manage to keep running. You kind of scrabble forward on all fours, desperately. The tail of the snake is definitely getting shorter and lower to the ground. It's moving forward. You hear the hiss of frustration of this creature behind you, loud and ominous.
Oh Lord. Where? Okay. In relation to where I am currently, where is Lutzen?
So Lutzen hasn't moved.
Yeah,
I'm
can
gonna
we see
move
each
you.
other
He's
still?
still there.
Can we see each other now if the tail's kind of like getting thinner?
Oops.
Alright, kind of tapering, is it kind of revealing like I can now see Pip through past the beasts?
Pasta Beast.
Pasta Beast. Pasta the Beast.
Oh! Wow.
Oh no, it's an Tagliatelle snake.
Oh no, it's an Italian snake.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Stop drawing there. I'm trying to put a tail.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was trying
Would
to-
you like some? No, that's not like. Would you like some pasta? But that's like
That's
A
not Dracula.
vampire.
it's like a vampire, like vampire snake. Would you like
So
some
this is
pasta?
where the snake's at. You've run along, you're closer towards its tail, it's curving around. Lutzen is kind of trapped on the other side of this snake, which is
Oh shit.
Okay.
trying to get some late dinner.
Hmm. With the thing moving, would Lutzen know that it's moving away from him now that he realizes what it is, or does he even realize what it is?
Well, it's kind of perpendicular, like it's not moving away from you, it's just moving along in front of you. And you're
did I
pretty
not
much
see the
aware
head?
that it has murderous intent because you saw it try to bite Pipistrel. In fact, you see
Yeah.
that it's got the messenger tube jammed on one of its fangs, and it sort of goes and kind of tries to takes a moment to spit it off.
Okay. I would want Lutzen to kind of like see this and like in shock, try and kind of uselessly, but doing as best as he could and as brave as he could, take his wrench and just try and like either vault with it and then onto it and then just start kind of hitting it if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just be on it again.
So
To like try and distract it.
I would say that's a vigor roll.
Yeah.
Or you could say willpower, either or.
I would definitely want to go with willpower because it's a much higher.
Don't forget your auto success.
Oh, that is true.
Just because I feel like you said you're doing this bravely, I think like you don't understand how dangerous this situation could be, so you're going into this blindly and passionately, so I think you could use willpower instead of vigor.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just out of curiosity for the system, there's not like a separate like damage roll. It's all kind of included in this roll, right?
Yeah. So the way that inflicting harm happens is that I have my own private stats for this snake, and when you do damage to it, it lowers its own stats.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Okay. I'm not going to use it yet.
And
But I will roll the
damage,
willpower.
just like falling into a tree is damage, damage from weapons is all the same, or situational.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. No, that's fine. I'm just going to roll it and see what happens. Okay, that's fine. That works.
That's
by
a
me.
success. So you manage to kind of leap onto the snake and start smacking it with your wrench. The wrench kind of bounces off of the rubbery, muscular flesh and scales, and you're kind of yelling and just hitting it.
Yeah, like leave my friend alone.
Oh.
Pipistrel, you notice the snake immediately turn away from you.
Oh shit.
Good.
So you do damage. What kind of damage would you like to do to it?
Me.
Yes.
Probably. I mean, it's going to be vigor, I would assume, because it's just like I'm trying to. Well, I don't know. It's between vigor and cunning because I feel like I'm trying to distract it, and I feel like distraction and cunning is kind of on the same. Like I'm taking up its attention, so it's kind of focused on me. So either
Yeah,
or.
you could say cunning. I think cunning makes sense because you're kind of distracting it, not really hurting it, quite small.
Yeah.
But you're banging at the snake and it's starting to writhe and it doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like if I stabbed it with something that I don't have, like that would definitely be vigor. But this is definitely more like I'm trying to distract it and get it for Pip.
So you start smacking it, and this massive snake maw turns to you and it says, "Stop and just get in my mouth." And it lunges forward at you. The snake opens its mouth and darts forward. I'm gonna do
I have
an
the wrench in my
expert
hand.
gamer move. Hang on.
I want to. Can I parry with the wrench? Ka-doing, ka-doing.
Hold its mouth, like jam its jaws open.
I kind of want to. If it hijinks is, which I really hope it does, that's what I want to happen. Like very Looney Tunes style, like toothpick in the mouth, kind of.
I love the
There
idea
we
of
go.
snake hijinks.
It rotates. So how are you trying to jam the wrench in its mouth?
I'm definitely trying to like hit it back with it, and if it does, like try and stick it forwards into its mouth.
Okay, so that'd be a cunning roll from you, and it's going to be rolling vigor.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh!
It's a success.
You got a success. So, you...
Thank God.
I'm going to say you can stick the wrench in its mouth if you want.
I'm gonna lose it, but I think that's where yeah, I'm gonna have to.
So the wrench gets stuck in the snake's mouth, and it's like like mouth held open, and the wrench kind of digs into like the roof of the mouth as well. It's a strange metal object, and it's sort of like writhing around. It kind of it actually. Do you know what gleeking is?
No.
Yeah, like gleeking or
Gleeking, yeah, it kind of spits poison.
Oh no.
Like kind of like
Wait.
it's kind of like its head is going around, and like little dribbles of venom are like
Oh no.
as it kind of writhes its head. So essentially, gleeking is when you can actively secrete it. When our mouths water, that's kind of like gleeking.
Sometimes when you yawn sometimes, and like that little spray of like juice comes out.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's also the thing.
Yeah.
Pipistrel and Lutzen, what the hell are you doing?
Oh god, hang on. Where is the snake?
Yeah, is it like adequately stuck or distracted? Because I do have
The
another
better question is,
plan.
where isn't the snake?
Where
That's
is
very
it?
true.
Yeah, you know, that is also very true.
I think I would call it to Pip and be like, just run. Like, just run, little Pip. I've got this.
Oh my god.
Oh no! No! I can't just abandon Lutzen. That's awful. I don't want him to get.
I have another trick that I have up my sleeve. So
He has a gun. If only. No, Lutzen doesn't have a gun.
in
Rats with
motherfucker.
guns.
Oh!
Do I have? I don't think I have anything that would be useful right now because I don't have a weapon anymore. And also, this is a snake and it's a reptile and it's covered in scales. No, and their hearing is like not through ears. I can't even screech to try and distract it like I did with the owl. I think. Okay, I think what Pip is going to do is listening to where Ludsen's voice is, and if she's kind of next to the snake's tail, I think while the snake is distracted, she's going to try and like vault over the tail and try to get to Ludsen, because at the very least, if they're together, they have a better chance of distracting it, running away, or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you want to try and vault into deeper grass to avoid the poison, or take a route near the trampled grass by the snake, but have to try and dodge some of the poison that's falling down from the snake?
Oh, it's raining acid.
It is raining acid. Oh lord.
Hallelujah! It's nope.
Because if I am, if I'm like, so Pip is like here, kind of near the snake's like tail. How much of a snake is a tail? Never mind. Sorry.
Oh my god. The questions we need to know.
This is not relevant information right now. I think what Pip is going to try and do, I guess, would be to try and like, if this, if the snake's head is here, she's going to like try and vault over this part of the tail, and then like run round to Ludsen this way.
No, but that's my question. Like, you vault over but do you go into the deeper grass, or do you go along the trampled grass?
Okay, so where is the deeper grass? Is the deeper grass like
where
here
you are
or
now,
like
I
up here?
Could you undo the drawing, and then I'll show you.
Yes. Oops, I didn't mean to move Pip. Sorry. Let's just get rid of that and that and that.
Control the Z. So like, there's like trampled grass where like the snake has been like wiggling either side of it. So you could run along the snake.
Ooh.
Or you could run into the deeper grass and then round to Lutzen to here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yes. No. Okay. I completely see what you mean. Oh, I think I need to be. I think I have to. I think I'm gonna have to go for speed over. Like possibly like what? I think I'm gonna run alongside the snake. I think.
Gotta go
I
fast.
need to redraw. I need to redraw Pip because I accidentally deleted her.
Oh no!
The snake turns around and eats Pip.
No!
While this is going on, I have another trick up my sleeve that I really want to try.
Go for it.
So, Lutzen has an assortment of lenses that he's discovered from somewhere. He knows how to use them to light the fire for the coals of the beetle. Could he use them to try and blind the snake? Is the sun still? Is it fully set, or is it low enough that?
I think you're in the grass and it's too low in the sky to be able to shine light effectively.
No. Okay. That's very fair.
Poopy. That's a good thought.
I would let you try at disadvantage.
Okay, in that case, can I use my eye for detail to direct it in a way that I think I would know how it would work best for my journeyman engineering? Or outlandish solutions.
Sell it to me.
Just in general?
Yeah,
I feel like
with the description of how this is going to work. Like,
okay,
make me believe.
To be standing on top of the back of the snake, and he whips out these like two lenses that he's using to try and like move the distance to focus it, and to kind of like glint one to like catch what light there is left, and the other one to hold it and focus it. And he knows kind of roughly how to angle these things to get the coals working at most times. So I feel like he'd be able to figure out a direction, and he wants to get it right in the eye of the snake to try and just like blind it.
Okay, that's going to be a straight cunning roll. I'll let you tag it.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go! Please work. Oh shit! That's better than nothing.
Complication. Oh, you know what I love? I love a really messy situation.
Oh God, no!
Brian.
You know what I'm
Don't
gonna.
do it.
You know what I'm gonna say.
No, don't do it.
You shine the lens in the creature's eye. The sun glints through because there's like a bit of clearing in the grass where it's been flattened down by this snake, and you're able to shine the light. It's kind of spat the spanner out somewhere. I'm just gonna say that it's over here.
Oh shit.
But you're kind of blinding it, and it's not having a good time. This is obviously not to scale. And it's kind of like trying to like see you, and it's kind of blinded by this kind of glinting. It's working.
Okay.
The complication,
dot, dot, dot.
you don't know.
I don't know that it's working.
No, you do know that it's working. You just don't know what the complication is.
Shit. Okay.
Oh no, I don't like this.
I don't like it either. Okay. I'm just oblivious to whatever the effect is. Is it blinding enough that the snake is now like writhing with like a sunspot in its eye, kind of?
It is.
Is it
It's
reacting?
still distracted. Pipistrelle is now. I'm going to move Pipistrelle.
Yeah.
Which
where's
route did you take? Did you take the the trampled grass or the long grass?
I tried to take the trampled grass.
Okay. I need you to make a cunning roll to avoid the venom.
Okay. I don't have anything that would be pertinent to this. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Okay.
We'll take a success.
This isn't having fun with letting me just. There we go.
Yay! Sorry, it's 'cause
you managed to make it over to Lutzen, who is still on the snake. It's gonna stop spitting venom now because it spat out the spanner, and you avoid the drops that kind of flicked into the grass near you. It doesn't hiss or like burn or anything. It's not acid, but you're not sure how good it would have been to get that on your fur. The snake is now blind. Or not blind, but it's kind of like distracted by like the flashing of this lens. What do you guys do?
Oh gosh.
I say we probably just run, but I don't know if we really discussed this. With Lutzen, does he need the wrench to properly fix the beetle?
I'm sure you could figure something else out. That was more of your weapon that was a tool aesthetic.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fine. He can always try and come back for it later. He'll never find it, but he will do his best.
Exactly.
I think he'll just hop off and like try and like grab Pip's hand and just like try and pull her away. Like, let's just go. Just go. Let's run. Let's go.
Yeah, I agreed. Pip would 100% take Lutzen's hand and be like, "Yes, I think this is time to leave."
But I guess we'll go along through probably the denser. I don't know if that's wiser. How fast are we really? I don't think we're as fast as a snake.
I think that takes a vigor check to find out.
Oh God.
Because we'd go, well, not necessarily metagaming, but somewhat. We'd go faster on the trodden ground, like trodden grass. I'd be able to scurry, and you'd probably be able to. Do bats run on like all fours or like? Not
I
really.
think I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to run on all fours, but I am not a
Great,
particularly
you're
fast ground creature. Is the problem? I'm definitely better in the air, but she would do her best to keep up with Lutzen.
Yeah. I feel like he would let her go forward and set the pace, and he'd run behind her then.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll just go and just dart forward,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can find a beetle.
Yeah. So like, we're kind of going in what I assume. Oops.
Yeah,
What
like
I
this
assume is
direction.
like that way.
Yeah.
Just away.
So what do you guys do?
Run.
Fucking book it.
Yeah. Grab each other by the hand, basically, and just run.
Bolt.
I would like vigor checks from you two.
Hoi, 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 hoi. Oi, 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 oi.
Oh, okay.
So that's a
Can I-
complication and a success.
Can I use my auto success on Lutzen, please?
Oh
Yes,
god,
I think-
she's mine.
I think Lutzen. Hang on. Why is it? No, I don't want that. I want that. Bam. I think Lutzen thinks you're slower than you are, and you actually like reach back and grab Lutzen, and out of pure fear and adrenaline, you're just running. Like ah! You hurtle forwards while this snake is distracted, and ultimately it starts to slither after you, and then it stops, and then quickly darts away.
Oh, I think
Into
I've just
grass.
realised what the. Oh no, I think I've just realised what the complication was.
It just starts to slide. It just starts to slither away.
Fuck.
Fear and terror just drives you. You keep running, and within a few minutes, a breathless few minutes, you arrive into the clearing where the beetle is.
Oh
Or-
my god, okay.
You get close enough to that. You again hear the whistle, but this time extremely loudly because it's you're much closer. It is very aware that you have gotten near. You burst into the clearing and see near you, because it's now like late evening, you see that the beetle is moving.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Some of the legs are kicking out, and you see two coal tits standing on top of the open doorway of the beetle. They are their names you remember because you've both been told them are Meadow Song and Crier, and they are both yelling like counterintuitive backseat driving instructions to whoever is inside the beetle. The beetle kicks up and then falls over, and then one of the legs kicks out, and it is very chaotic.
Oh god.
They're hijacking my beetle.
Oh, okay, if we're still kind of running at this stage, can we just run straight up to the beetle and try and see whoever's driving it and pull them out of like the driving seat?
Well, I'm going to say that you run into the clearing, there's a pause as the birds look at you, crash into this kind of like, into this this clearing. The beetle stops worrying for a second. A scowling chipper pokes her head out of one of the open windows and goes, "Oh, it's you."
Oh
And
god.
then there's a pause as you all sniff. You smell smoke.
Oh no.
And that is where we will leave today's session.
Brian, no!
Brian, what? What's on fire? Oh my god, no! Oh, have I just done a California?
Oh my god.
You
had
have
a
just
gender
done
reveal
a Beast
party.
Fables gender reveal.
God, that's gonna date this episode really badly.
Yup.
Oh god, yeah, I don't wanna. Oops. I can't. Oh my god, no! I can't believe you've done. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
When you whipped out that lens and you were like, I use it for setting things on fire, I was like, oh, of course. A very dry grassland. What else do we need?
That doesn't happen in Scotland. It rains all the time, Brian.
I googled it. Wildfire numbers in Scotland quadruple in a year. They happen.
Well,
They
warming,
do.
folks.
There was a wildfire on Arthur Seat like last summer.
Yes, I was there for it. Someone left a barbecue lit by accident. It smoked a little, and then half of Arthur's Seat, or half of the crags, was on fire. Like, the whole city was covered in ash.
Yeah, it was fucking gross.
Eee, gross.
Yep, bad.
Oh my god, my little heart is going.
That was terrifying. I didn't like all the times we've been in this meadow. I've been waiting for us to encounter like a grass snake or an adder or something. And I was like, okay, we're getting pretty lucky because we're just not finding any snakes. And then like, that's
It's a
jump
log.
onto a weird log. Wink, and I'm like, that's not a log.
It's not a log!
That's not a log.
It's a
Oh,
trap. So, that is very exciting. That ends the scene there.
Oh,
So,
God.
we're going to review your,
Dear, oh dear,
whatchamacallit. Your fortune was determination, which is the theme of work. The balance of sloth and diligence. Sloth, the keywords are consider, ease, expedite, pause, ponder, reflect, relax, rest, slow, unwind, and wait. Diligence is assist, create, evaluate, explore, facilitate, guide, investigate, plan, and maneuver. I don't think it takes a
Definitely.
genius to say that you guys were both virtuous this session.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, I will turn you, dearest Lutzen, into virtue.
Ooh, or does it not move into neutral, or is it?
No,
Is it
so
fail?
I'm just saying that it goes to the one that you think you were in the previous scene
Okay. I
to
see.
reinforce that new disposition you were in. So you were feeling very productive. You've got a new kind of viewpoint to how you should act. You have got the virtue bonus.
I see. I like it. Okay, cool. Oh, God, my little character got eaten by a snake. God damn.
Oh, I was wondering because with these episodes obviously being without Balthazar, because like, you know, Pip is definitely much more of like of the kind of the cunning character. She's not much of a fighter per se. So like I was wondering if we were gonna have kind of encounters like this, if we were going to, you know, what it would be like without Balthazar. Also, Brian, you're a bloody lie. He said, oh, we won't have any like fights or encounters or whatever this session. You lie.
I
For flavor. And that was
saw
last
the
session,
moment.
anyway.
I saw the moment, and I took it.
That's fair. And to be fair, it was for the last session.
Oh,
You never
that
said
was-
anything about this one.
That is true, actually. Yes.
If you really want to worm it that way.
That is.
I
that
feel
is
like
very
we
good.
warmed up.
Evils.
It was fun, and this brings us to a very exciting bit to maybe reintroduce Balthazar at. You know, oh my god, you know that meme from Community,
Oh
where
my god.
the guy just walks into the room with a box of pizza and he's like, "Oh my god!" and everything's just on fire and everyone's screaming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
100%.
exactly it.
I literally just watched that episode of Community like yesterday.
So perfect.
Ideal.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was
So
that.
on that moment, I think we're gonna pause. I will see you guys next week, and we'll just reintroduce ourselves before we disappear. So I have been Brian. Gonna change the music to something less intense.
Sinister.
Less snaky.
Yes. I have been Brian. I use he/him pronouns, and I run the publishing imprint Dungeons on a Dime. I make cool entry-level role-playing content, such as this system we've been playing today, Adventures on a Dime. You can get the rules for Adventures on a Dime at doed.co.uk for free. You can download everything in its entirety, character sheets, playmat, rules, and all the other things you need from Roll20 for free as well on the marketplace. And you can check out my latest book, In the Red, which is a 16-hour campaign with all the extra battle maps, advice, tips, tricks, encounters, character development, and plot you could need to run your first ever campaign, or your 100th campaign, or your 1000th campaign. It's a really cool adventure. It's got a lot of really cool artists having illustrated for it, including Atlanta and Fraser,
Hell yeah.
who is the cover artist.
Hell yeah.
So it's been a really, really fun project. And it's only like 10 quid for the book and the PDF. Or you can get the PDF for 7 quid. So check it out, doad.co.uk. I will pass on to Fraser. Please reintroduce yourself.
Cool beans. I am and have been Fraser. I go by he/him pronouns. I am a freelance illustrator, designer, and things of the visual sorts. I've been playing Lutzen 10 Whispers, and this is my first, or well, technically second game of Beast Fables. First session, because we've done these 2 episodes behind the scenes. It has been very fun. I've loved it a lot, and I can't wait to see what the hell happens next. I'm glad you didn't die. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lostastronaut or _Lostastronaut on Instagram and __ Lostastronaut on Twitter, because usernames are fun. And yeah, that's me.
Amazing. And last but definitely not least, Atlanta, could you please reintroduce yourself?
Hello, I am the flesh beast known as Atlanta occasionally. I've been playing Pipistrel. I also go by Alpaca Scribbles at Twitter, Alpaca _Scribbles on Instagram, Alpaca Scribbles on Patreon. If you want to see more of my Beast Fables art, particularly art I've been doing during these 2 sessions, you can find it there. I take commissions. I'm going to plug that again just because I need money.
I think I just want to tiny soapbox moment. I think it should not at all be bad to plug your stuff. Please buy my book. It was a labor of love and I enjoyed working on it, but also I want to eat. Please commission our artists for stuff, because you want pretty things and they want to eat.
Legit, if any of you listening are D&D fans, which I assume at least some of you might be, I do D&D commissions. I have a lot of information that is on my Instagram if you are at all interested. If you want to just hear my general opinions, that is what my Twitter is for. I kind of lurk there a lot, but there we go. But yeah, this is the second session that we're recording today, but this has been a reintroduction for me after a very long hiatus for Beast Fables, and it has been
too long.
Fun.
I'm so glad you're back.
Been. And it's been too long. It's been so fun. Fraser, it is an absolute treat to have you here too. I'm already completely in love with Lutzen. He's so cute.
Dumb klutz, but we love him for it.
He's so sweet though, and I don't know. I know that Ver will not be listening to these, but I miss Balthazar too, and it's just it's good to be back in this world. Brian, again, thank you for this wonderful campaign, these wonderful worlds and characters and everything. It's all good. It's good. I like this. More of this, please.
Great.
Let it continue.
That is going to be it for now. Remember to feed your rat brain.
Yeah, feed your rat brains.
Yep.
I don't know if we talked about that on stream or if that's a pre-stream thing.
I don't know. Either way.
I feel like that was the beginning of this episode, but now I'm not sure.
God.
No, I feel a bit part of the intro, but I really don't know.
Honestly.
Either way.
Yeah.
Feed your rat brain with coffee.
Feed your rat brain that runs the little wheel in your head that makes your body move.
Yep.
Right. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.